Salutations, salute, salute, salute. I'm actually making this video for Fistiana because I know she is a big fan of Caleb Sweet Hands Plant. Because of his trials and tribulations and the situations that he had to deal with when he had his daughter that was sick and passed away, and him becoming a champion and then going to the gravesite and placing the belt down and saying, you know, Daddy kept his promise to you. So shouts out to Fistiana because, you know, she really made me admire Caleb Plant's journey. So this video is for you. I was watching a press conference, Caleb Plant against the Dawg, Anthony Dirrell. I like Anthony Dirrell, but I'm gonna be honest with you. The last I can really recall of watching him fight was when he lost against David Benavidez. And that was a tough fight. It wasn't his night. I remember his eye getting cut, and he started to just slow down and he started to wilt, and I believe the referee jumped in to wave off that fight against David Benavidez, the Mexican monster. But he did come back and he had an impressive knockout against Marcos Hernandez. Knocked him out with an uppercut. Now, Marcos Hernandez is not the toughest competition. I've seen on his record where he's lost multiple times, been knocked out multiple times. He had a draw with Jason the Banana Rosario, then had a rematch or another fight with him and had a technical knockout with Jason Rosario knocked him out. So Anthony Dirrell, if I can catch, no. So Anthony Dirrell, you know, he's the older fighter. He seems to me to sound like the more desperate fighter. And he sounds like, well, he's with Sugar Hill. So, you know, I think he's going for a knockout. But he's not talking about a lot of strategy. He basically said, I'm just going in here and whooping this dude's ass. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like Caleb Plant, mentally, at verbal joust, I think Caleb Plant was getting the best of him. You know, they was talking about the whole, you know, back in the day, Calzaghe versus Bernard Hopkins, a white boy never beat me. And, you know, Devin Haney also ripped that too. This, I'll never get beat by a white boy. Caleb Plant, you know, they joke on Caleb Plant for being the boxing version of John B. You know what I'm saying? Are you still down? You dig what I'm saying? And then they even asked him too. A lot of people always compare the way you fight to an African American. What do you think about that? And Caleb Plant was like, look, when it comes to boxing, when it comes to life, it's not about race for me. My dad taught me under like a style of hit and not get hit. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way he fights. He's a slick boxer, works behind his jab, has decent defense. You know, that has a decent beard. But he's crafty, he's cagey, and he does have enough pop on his punches to sit you down on your back pockets if he catch you with the right shot. You know what I'm saying? He made a statement when he told Anthony Dirrell, because Anthony Dirrell was like, who you beat, man? Who's really on your resume besides Kostagi and Saul Canelo Alvarez? But at the same time, he fires back like, you saying I haven't beat anybody, but the man that beat your brother twice, I beat him. That says a lot, you know. And even though Anthony Dirrell didn't want to give that no credit, he said, I give you credit for that, I give you credit for that. But name who else you beat. You know, what that had to do with anything that this dude beat my brother? Well, to me, it has a lot to do with a lot. You know, I know y'all really don't have, to me, y'all really don't have bad blood. But at the same time, to me, Anthony Dirrell seems like he's coming from a point of jealousy and envy of Caleb Plant's his accolades. Like he was in, like he took his position. Like I'm the position you was in. I was supposed to be in that position, and like you were supposed to fight me, and you ducked out on me. So at the same time, when he's saying that, Caleb Plant is like, you never stayed in that position long enough. Every time you would get in position, then you would get knocked out of position. So to me, if we was playing verbal chess, he was pushing Anthony Dirrell in some, he was pushing him into some uncomfortable situations where I felt like the heat was more on Anthony Dirrell, and then he would just kind of rage out and say something that really wasn't boxing. He was talking, I'm just gonna whoop his ass. You know what I'm saying? Like throwing strategy out of the window. And we're gonna see how the fight plays out. You know, I'll be honest, I lean towards Caleb Plant being the younger fighter. I think this will be more of a boxing match, more of a skill for skill type of a thing. And with Caleb Plant, you know, having a successful camp, and I think his camp had to be better than when it used to be. Now that he's fought Canelo and had a huge payday and brought on new trainers, and he's taken a little time off, I think he's just going to be in a better space physically and mentally, to where I don't see the pressure Anthony Dirrell is going to put on him is going to be able to sustain for the second half of the fight. I see the first half of the fight being dangerous, being, you know what I'm saying, some, you know, it's going to be locking horns. It's going to be some, I can see Caleb Plant having to knock off a little bit of shell shock from being knocked out against Canelo. So if he gets to the point where he gets comfortable and finds his rhythm, finds his, you know, starts to measure out his guy and use his jab and get slick and get comfortable. I've seen Caleb Plant style on guys when he's really, really comfortable. That can be a good thing and a bad thing, because you can get caught slipping too. You can get caught in between your punches if you start to admire your work. And if he starts to get lazy on his defense, he can get caught in bad positions and he can get dropped, obviously, and get knocked out. So it's a kind of a pick 'em fight for me. I like both guys, but I would lean towards Caleb Plant. Just cerebrally, just the way he's talking lets me know the way he's thinking, and he's thinking from a strategic boxing standpoint. And to me, I'm gonna go with the guy that's thinking about, you know, I'm just gonna outbox you. I'm gonna hit, not get hit. I'm gonna do the safest thing, the smartest thing, versus a guy that's coming at me talking about hate, talking about race, talking about whooping my ass. I just see that tend to lead to somebody shooting their load off and then not having plan B once plan A doesn't work. So let the best man win. I don't have no dog in this fight, you know what I'm saying? But it should be a great co-main event to Deontay Wilder, the Bronze Bomber, versus Elanius, you know what I'm saying, the Nordic Nightmare. So once again, shouts out to the Queen Fistiana. I know she really loves Caleb Plant as a fighter, one of her favorite fighters. So I salute her. Bow. And I salute this fight. I salute both fighters for, you know what I'm saying, providing entertainment, risking their lives, and making fights. You know what I'm saying? I'm gone. Salute.